It was a dark and stormy night when my friends and I decided to explore the abandoned KFC restaurant that had been closed for years. We'd heard rumors of strange occurrences and eerie tales surrounding this place, but being young and daring, we couldn't resist the thrill of a good scare. As we approached the decrepit building, its once inviting sign was now faded and barely legible. The shattered windows and overgrown vines added to the ominous atmosphere that engulfed the place. A chilling wind howled through the empty parking lot, making me question our decision to venture inside. Despite my growing unease, we pushed open the creaky door and stepped into the gloomy interior. The smell of old grease and decay lingered in the air, but something else seemed off. As we cautiously moved deeper into the restaurant, we began to hear faint whispers and ghostly footsteps echoing around us. My heart pounded as we stumbled upon a room filled with dusty artifacts and old KFC memorabilia. Among the relics, we discovered a portrait of a stern-looking man, Colonel Harlan Sanders himself. His eyes seemed to follow us, and an unsettling sensation crept over me. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were not alone. In the kitchen area, the once bustling hub of activity, the atmosphere was oppressive and heavy. We heard the clinking of metal on metal, as if someone was still hard at work. Despite the place being abandoned for years, terrified, we tried to rationalize the sounds as mere tricks of our imagination. As we continued exploring, we stumbled upon a hidden door leading to a dark basement. Hesitant but intrigued, we descended into the depths. The air grew colder, and strange symbols were etched on the walls. Panic gnawed at our courage, but morbid curiosity propelled us forward. Deeper and deeper we went, until we found ourselves in a chamber filled with flickering candles and an altar-like structure. The room seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, and that's when we saw it. A ghostly apparition of Colonel Sanders, staring at us with hollow eyes. Frozen with fear, we couldn't move as he began to speak, recounting tales of betrayal and vengeance. Legend had it that he had been wronged by his own company and now sought retribution on those who dared to trespass in his sacred domain. In a haunting voice, the colonel warned us to leave immediately. But fear held us in place. The atmosphere grew more menacing as the flickering candles began to dance wildly, casting eerie shadows on the walls. We knew then that we had awakened something malevolent. Terrifying visions filled our minds as the colonel's spirit grew angrier. The walls seemed to close in on us, and we felt an oppressive force crushing our souls. I could see my friends' faces, twisted with fear, mirroring my own terror. Summoning every ounce of courage, we managed to escape the basement, stumbling back into the main dining area. The whispers and footsteps had grown louder, and I knew we needed to leave immediately. As we rushed towards the exit, the building seemed to come alive, its walls groaning and shifting like a living entity. The storm outside intensified, lashing the windows with rain and thunder. It was as if the world itself was warning us to never return. Gasping for breath, we finally burst out of the restaurant, vowing never to speak of that night again. The experience had changed us forever, leaving us scarred by the encounter with the vengeful spirit of Colonel Sanders. Years have passed since that fateful night, but I still can't forget the haunting gaze of the colonel, the whispers that echo in my nightmares, and the bone-chilling presence that lingers in that abandoned KFC. Even now, I can't help but shudder whenever I pass by that old restaurant, wondering if the colonel's spirit still seeks revenge on those who dare cross his path. And so, the legend of the haunted KFC lives on, a warning to all who might be tempted to enter its cursed halls.